I've done it.
What have you done?
I've done it. I finally finished a game.
Oh, what game?
I finished Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Wow.
And it only came out last year, and the runtime is supposed to take sub 25 hours.
Isn't that the one set in like the desert?
Yes.
Arabia something?
Arabia. Yeah, ancient Baghdad.
Yeah.
Which is basically what you said.
Close enough.
Pretty much.
I remember when you started. We did an episode on that one.
we sure did. I liked it back then. I still like it, but my most toxic trait has always been I can't finish games and shows.
Dude.
But I finally committed and actually finished it in like 3 days.
See, I thought we were the same in that, but no, we're different. You abandon the games. I start the game, I take a break, and I go back and I restart the game because it's been too long. Starting a cycle of never finishing it. You just leave it. You just abandon it.
I just leave it to dust. I pull out the old reliable Toy Story move and go in Andy and like, I don't want to play with you anymore, and drop them into the trash. But I actually finished it.
Was it good? Was it worse?
Okay, so Assassin's Creed, the lore is so far up its own ass, the hand is coming out of its own mouth now.
Amazing.
If you just play it as like an era-based, like sneaky assassin, sometimes role-playing RPG game, it's amazing. The games are awesome. The games are really cool. They're not always 100% like accurate to like, you know, real Earth history and stuff, but they're like really close, and they do a lot of work to make them, you know, as close as they can.
Yeah.
And they're really good at that. But when you start actually delving into the like lore behind the game, like what's happening outside of the character you're playing, which is like you're controlling the character from the Animus, you know, the machine that is the whole world is based around, basically.
Yeah.
And it is so convoluted. I had to watch 3 different YouTube videos to summarize what was happening.
I think the movies did it pretty well. It did a lot of things wrong, but I know what the Animus is. And I've never played any other Assassin's Creed game. so
they're getting into... I don't remember much about the movie. I watched it once, like half asleep. But the past 3 games or so has really delved deep into the ancient Isu people, who are like the people that came before the humans and are basically ended up being Earth's form of gods in Norse mythology and Egyptian and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they're coming to the point of the story where the Isu gods are reincarnating themselves as characters within the game.
We've lost the plot.
Oh yeah, it's a whole complex thing. But the character that we find out in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which came out like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the bad guy at that one was Basim, and he's the reincarnated version of Loki.
All right.
But we don't find out much about him. We just know that he was once an assassin, and this is going to be a long intro. Once an assassin, and ends up turning on the main character Eivor, who's the reincarnated version of Odin.
Okay.
And the whole time, Loki / Basim was trying to lure Sigurd, this other guy in the game, into a trap because he thought he was the reincarnation version of Odin, but he was actually Tyr. Okay, and then jump forward.
It's the same plot twist God of War did, basically.
Yeah, and so the Eivor and Sigurd end up killing Basim, trapping him inside the Animus.
Okay. But
he's still alive.
Yeah.
Jump forward to Assassin's Creed Mirage. We meet actual Basim as a 17-year-old, and his best friend, lifelong companion, friend, Nihal. And so it plays out their storyline in Baghdad and all that stuff. And then towards the end, the synopsis of the game, we find out that, the Basim finds out that he's the reincarnation version of Loki. Obviously, if we played both games, you already know that.
Right.
But now you know how he got to that point. But the twist that you don't get is that Nihal actually doesn't exist. It was Loki's memories and It was the Bossum's projection of Loki's personality from himself. And all of this surmounts to Bossum then, the real Bossum / Loki, then traps a previous main character, Layla, in the Animus, and he escapes.
Okay.
He pulls the old switcheroo. He's like, you take my place, I'll take yours, and we'll both be better off for it. She basically dies, and he escapes into the modern world. And it is, and that's literally, I'm not even joking, that is dipping your toe into the lore.
That is so far off the rails than I was ready for.
It is so convoluted. I cannot believe it.
I think I know where Andrew Hussey went after Homestead.
It's the most complex, just profoundly nonsensical stuff. And I urge anybody that's confused about it, don't pay attention. It's not worth it. Just play the games and enjoy them as like century era based recreation games and do that. Don't dive into the lore.
Save yourself.
Save yourself. It is not worth it. You will drown. It's just not worth it. It's so complex. But long-winded intro aside, welcome to episode 123 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
My name is Luke. I am one of your hosts. With me, as always, your other host, Wolf.
That's me.
With the new gaming chair.
Yeah. It's red.
That apparently is not as new as I thought.
At least
apparently it's a couple weeks old. But now I'm seeing it everywhere. Now you're leaning to the side to you're branding it.
I'm showing
like
it
how
off.
people show the label for the drink that they're drinking.
Yeah.
Gatorade or G Fuel or whatever.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Last week we finally finished Dungeon Meshi.
We sure did.
It was great.
10 out of 10.
Season 2, 9 out of 10. Season 2 on its way.
Yeah. See you next season.
10, I don't remember. Yeah. Still dumbfounded that some of those people voiced those characters. I can't get over it.
Can't let it go.
I cannot. But that's not what we're talking about this time. A few weeks ago, Wolf sort of talked about how they were introduced to all these games that were allegedly coming out.
Yeah.
And so now's the time to talk about them.
Yeah.
Well, talk about some of them. Yeah, true.
Complain that I can't play them yet.
True. They're coming out potentially this year, maybe next year. Let's find out. Let's start it off, Wolf. We each cherry picked a couple that we're excited for.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'll start with an indie game I guess they're all indie games. But first, I got Grimshire.
Oh, good. I have no indie games.
Which is it's a farming management village sim, but they're like animals. And you have to like manage the balance between your carnivores and your herbivores and your omnivores, of course. Because they all kind of live in this society together. And if you don't take care of the needs of the carnivores, they'll just start eating your citizens. Because, they gotta eat.
Because of course they do.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It looked real interesting. It's a cute little sorta pixel art style, but a little slightly more rendered. I don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah, release date is to be announced.
Apparently they're going to do an early access.
It's like less pixelated Stardew Valley, but more furry.
Yeah.
they deleted the pixels and came in with the furries.
Put everyone in a fursuit.
It does look nice though. A couple of the screenshots are quite pleasing, especially like one where the rabbit is fishing.
Yeah.
I quite like that. Seems pretty cool. So there's a lot of farming sim games.
Like in general or?
Yeah, like in general.
Yeah.
Especially it's basically ever since Stardew Valley got popularized, everybody has been jumping on the train.
Yeah.
Are you worried or have at all concerns that this is just going to sort of bleed into all the other ones?
I think it's got enough of its own unique gimmick to stand out from the rest. Because you do farm, but it's more management sim than farming sim.
Okay.
What's the word?
Yeah,
Resource management.
Sure, yeah. It's like it's kind of the way you describe it seems like it's like a farming sim mixed with like Roller Coaster Tycoon, with like having to build up your resources and everything.
Yeah.
And manage
It's got
everything.
stakes. Real stakes. Most don't have that.
True. True. You don't want your village to die.
Yeah. Cannibalize each other.
And I like that it just says release date to be announced.
One day I'll get to play it.
Yeah, maybe, allegedly.
Maybe I'll join the Discord.
If it doesn't get locked away into the vault.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah. How many games are on your list?
About 5.
Oh, okay. Why don't you do another one?
Okay.
I have 2.
The other one.
Well, I got like sort of 3, maybe, but we'll see. Anyways.
You got nothing to look forward to. I'll also throw
I'll just play all the games I haven't finished yet.
True. You can finish Dredge.
Did I?
I don't think you did.
I didn't. Not yet. I'm working on. So sorry, I'm working on finishing. Now that Mirage is over, I'm working on finishing Baldur's Gate.
You didn't finish Baldur's Gate?
No, I pulled a U, so I restarted it. I had delayed it long enough that I forgot enough about what happened or what I was doing.
Yeah.
I remembered the overarching points, but I'm like, what am I even like? Where am I doing?
Yeah.
And like I couldn't remember. There's so many like parts of the game that you need to remember like really specific information, and I'm like, I've lost it all.
Shame.
So I just restarted it, but now I'm up to the point where I restarted last time and passed it.
Oh, perfect. Plowing through it now.
That's right. Anyways, back to you. What's your next one?
In the same vein, this one is Sun-Kissed City. This one I'm just curious. I don't even know if I'm gonna like it. I'm just very curious because it looks it looks exactly like Stardew Valley.
Oh.
But it's got like its thing is that it's set in a city. But I worry that it's not going to go in hard enough on the city aspect. Because what do? You see in the trailer or whatever, that you're cutting down a tree. You can't cut down a tree in a city.
Right. You cannot tell me that both of these screenshots don't look exactly like rip-offs of like the Calico Desert and the like stretch of area from the farm to Pelican Town, like that where the bus stop is.
Especially on the right with the kegs.
Yeah, like this looks it looks so comically like a ripoff.
Sir, you're too derivative.
Oh my god, those kegs are really bad. And like look at the what is it, little bin next to the radio next to the
thing. Your shipping bin.
The shipping bin. Yeah, thank you. Like that's literally the shipping bin.
But hopefully it's got more to it. It seemed like it might have had more to it, but we'll see. Even the grass is the same. Fascinatingly.
Yeah, I'm. You'll have to let me know.
Maybe
it has more to it.
Give you the Wolfie stamp of approval, maybe.
Or the stamp, the plagiarism stamp. Look at this. Look at this one.
That's literally the dock in Stardew Valley. The bridge.
I know. And this is not even like digging. This is the first like 4 pictures that come up when you just type in Sun-Kissed City.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with being inspired, but
right.
Curious.
Inspiration is good. Plagiarism is not. So we'll see how this goes. There's even the token blonde. What's her name? Haley.
That's just Haley. What?
That's literally Haley if she got like a nose job. Anyways, I'm excited for you to. Yeah. I'm excited for you to play this and tell me if it's good or not.
Yeah, this one's coming soonish apparently. So by the end of this year, probably September, because it says Q4.
Yeah, and it's got to be out in time for Christmas, regardless of if you celebrate it or not, because all the corporations do.
Corporations and FNAF, apparently.
What?
Five Nights at Freddy's, for some reason, does all its releases during Christmas. And it's like, that is like the one time no other indie wants to release, but FNAF makes it through.
Well, they
that
got the
powerful.
stuff. That's right. All right. My first one, we'll dive into my
about
first
time.
one. Because it's a quickie and related to yours. So, we actually talked about this at the beginning of the year. The Hobbit game, I am blanking on the name. Hang on. There's a Hobbit video game coming out soon. Tales of the Shire. That's what it's called. Tales of the Shire. We talked about this at the beginning of the year. I think from what's the award show? Game
Expo. Game Jam. No.
Whatever it's called. I can't think of it. Well, yeah, basically. Whatever. We talked about it. You know we talked about it because you listen to our episodes.
Yeah.
I was originally excited for it, but I'll be honest, the things I'm seeing from this game, it looks like dog shit. I'll say it. I don't like the art style. It looks like a computer game where you insert the disc from like 2003.
It does kind of look like that.
It does not look like a modern day game. It surely cannot be worse than the Gollum Lord of the Rings game because that was just unplayable, literally.
It might be the same. You never know.
So I've seen a few clips of the game, like very, brief clips of the gameplay, and it's basically just a cooking simulator.
Okay.
You gather, because the Hobbits' whole thing, they love, cooking, eating food, breakfast, 11C's, second lunch, all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And so it's basically you grow your stuff, you fish, and then you make meals, and you make all your neighbors happy.
Looking at this, the trailer, this looks exactly like a game I actually have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, except you're taking care of and feeding a baby dragon.
Well, there are dragons in Middle Earth, so maybe that's the final boss of the. Even though it doesn't have bosses.
Oh, this will be my entry into Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that's perfect. I kind of want to still play it just because I like the franchise so much.
Right.
But my hopes have quickly plummeted. So we'll see.
Does it have a release date?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. Winter 2024.
This year.
Yeah. So probably quarter four sometime, probably similar on your Sun-Kissed City. But what's your next one?
My next one is another game. It is called Conveni. And konbini is a Japanese word for convenience store. And it's a game made by obviously Japanese developers where you're you work at a convenience store. And it's I guess it's sort of like a visual novel type thing where there's a bunch of stuff going on because you're the central hub of store. You're kind of in the middle of it all, or you know about it all, and you can choose to get yourself involved or not.
How do you spell it?
I'll just send it to you.
Oh, perfect. Even better.
There you go.
I tried to Google it, and it was, oh my God, I was not even close.
I think I just saw a picture of it on Twitter. I was like, oh my God, I really want to play this. And I go to their website, it's not out. It's not close to being out.
Of course not. It's kind of interesting. It sounds kind of neat.
It does.
And so you're maintaining the store?
Yeah, you actually have to maintain and run the store. You work there. You stock shelves, you ring people up.
It's just kind of, so is this made by a Japanese studio then?
Yeah, I think even like an indie studio, but you don't see a lot of those. At least not from Japan. At least they don't make it over here.
Right. It's pretty funny because the culture, maybe culture's, well, yeah, I guess culture's the right word. The culture behind Japanese convenience stores are infinitely better than the ones we have in the U.S.
Oh, absolutely.
It is we're rats in the gutters compared to Japanese convenience stores. And that's from someone who hasn't been to Japan, which you have.
I have. Oh, they're so good.
You've experienced how good they are.
And they're open 24/7.
Right. And half the time, well, I don't know half the time, there are many of them that I've seen that don't even have people working there.
There are a couple of those.
Right? They're just like all fully automated and people just respect it.
Yeah, if only we could do that here.
Well,
respect things.
Imagine. not me watching like several videos on protesters like painting Stonehenge today.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Stonehenge of all things?
It's just another big thing to disrupt and
it's
be
Stonehenge due to you guys.
It's just what else are they gonna do? They've already desecrated like the Mona Lisa and everything. They already painted over King Charles's portrait.
It's just so funny. Like, these stones made by like ancient natives. Let's go violate those.
I want to show you what like they did. This is the picture, by the way, that's sort of surfacing. This is what they did to Stonehenge.
It's not even anything cool. It's orange.
They just threw paint at it and then sat in front of it.
How creative.
I know, right?
Schmucks.
But anyways, Incommodity seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I like the style of it.
Yeah, I like the vibe.
Yeah. I'd play that one. You have to actually pay attention to that one, because that one looks pretty good. Unlike fucking Tales of the Shire. Disappointment of the year. All right, I'll do my next one. This one I'm actually excited about. And it's relevant to my intro. Because Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out November 15th.
Oh, yeah. The one everyone's going nuts about.
This one is set in feudal Japan.
Yeah.
In the Edo period. I guess that's not feudal Japan, but it's set in the Edo period of Japan. And they once again bringing back playing as two characters instead of just one.
Ooh.
They did Jacob and Evie Fry in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, twin assassins. And this time you play as a female shinobi named Naoe, and a samurai named Yasuke, a black samurai, who apparently is a real person. Or was.
That's the highlight of everything. There was a black samurai in Japan, and everyone loves him.
Right, and so now he's actually in the game, which I didn't realize that this was like an actual person that lived at one time.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, Assassin's Creed games, they do bring in historical figures. Cleopatra, Leonardo da Vinci, all this stuff. Julius Caesar and more. But this one's like a character that you play as. That never happens.
Yeah.
The real boon, I think, is they're once again back the similar things with Jacob and Evie, whereas Naoe is like the super insane stealthy character.
Yeah.
And Yasuke like busts down walls. There's clips of him literally just like shoulder charging walls in the game, and you just break through them.
Unstoppable.
I mean, it's like the paper bamboo walls, but still, it's crazy. And he has a huge katana and a massive spiked club, and he's just like clubbing people all over the place. And then you have Naoe, the shinobi ninja type thing, where it feels like the old Splinter Cell games, where like she throws like a shuriken at a light post, and it like at a lamp, and it extinguishes the lamp. Yeah, it goes out. Trying to think of what the word was. Out was the word. It goes out, and then you can actually continue on. The really interesting thing, though, what it looked like is as long as she's in not highlighted by light, she can't be seen.
Ooh, that's cool.
Which is because before you had to like actually find cover, and then you could lure like 20,000 guards around one corner and kill them all and stack their bodies up.
Yeah.
But this time you could just like actually walk around and be sneaky, which is really cool.
That is cool.
The one complaint, or the primary complaint that I've seen so far, is the battle music that they've given Yasuke.
Oh.
because it is like EDM hip hop for a samurai, and it is really it's good music.
Yeah.
But
Out of
like,
place.
what is this doing here? This guy was from Africa. It's not like he's some like from like the Bronx or whatever, right? Like, come on, this guy originally came and then went to Japan, or was from Africa and then went to Japan. And so why does he have like upbeat hip hop music?
They still have time to change it, to fix this. They have it so close.
So far, the game looks awesome. I'm really excited about it. I don't know shit about Japan lore, but I'm sure I'll find some amount of it. So,
become an expert.
Yeah, game looks really, really good. The graphics are even somehow better than Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I thought were really good.
Wow.
But, also every time any game gets shown off, it's always like on highest definition and everything. So it could always change. But promising so far, so I'm excited.
Can't wait to watch someone play this.
I can't wait to like continue delving into the hellscape that is the lore of Assassin's Creed. How are they gonna like mind fuck us this time?
They're gonna triple down on it.
Last time we only gave you 2 Norse god reincarnations. This time we're giving you 4. And then we're gonna throw in like 2 Japanese gods just to be safe.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Bring out the whole buffet of them.
Yasuke gets reincarnated as Obama. Like, oh god, what's happening?
Oh yeah.
What's your next game, Wolf?
Next one is a game. It's a horror game called Lost in the Roots.
Oh, I've actually heard of this one.
Oh, lit. It looks unsettling, and you seem to be solving some sort of mystery in a really messed up realm, wherever the fuck you are. It looks great. It's like 2D animated, and it's really well animated. I just can't stop looking at it. It's horrific.
It certainly is. I believe I saw this one on Twitter. I'm guessing that's where you saw it as well.
It's on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But yeah, this one looks really, really cool. It probably would have made my list had I remembered it, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you brought it up. I was excited about this one too.
Nice.
Anytime we get like hand-drawn, like really well 2D animated stuff, it's always really cool.
Always.
Especially
first it was Cuphead, now there's this.
There's another one as well, but I couldn't remember the name and I couldn't figure out how to find it. So that'll just live on in my memory.
We'll remember it one day.
Yeah. But I agree, this one looks really cool. And it looks pretty weird for a lot of the stuff that they show off.
Yeah.
So if that's your thing, then I'm sure you'll like this one.
Want some fresh nightmare fuel. There it is.
I will say that they talk about how it's a girl kidnapped and held in an attic in the countryside. And like, I'm hoping that there's a bigger twist going on here, because that is a drawn out storyline.
I feel like they're underselling it, because you described that and you look at the trailer, I'm like, I think there's a lot more going on than just that.
I agree.
Like,
but like, right, but a lot of people, like, it's not like the cover of the game shows much, right? Like, it's very basic.
Yeah, some girl
with some hands, and then it's basically just 2 colors, right?
Yeah.
So the if they read the description, there's not much going on there. They really have to look at the pictures in the trailer.
Yeah, they should need to talk with their marketing department, redo their Steam page.
Yeah. But I'm also excited this one. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up doing a full episode about it.
Nice.
Assuming it's, good.
See, it's an indie, so if it's bad, we can't talk about it.
That's right, because we will not be slandering indie studios on this podcast. What's your next one? You got another one, right?
I do indeed. The Cult of the Lamb update.
Oh, the long-awaited one.
Indeed. The Unholy Alliance coming August. At least that one's got a date on it. Hopefully, finally, I'm being granted my narrative update that I was supposed to get last summer and then didn't.
That you were like everyone was promised was gonna be the lore update, and then it was just not.
And it was the sex update. I'm like, what?
It was
Great
a
and all,
sex
but
and poop update.
not the sex and poop.
I will say that the cover art for like what they've shown off on TikTok and Twitter, very cute.
Oh yeah, they did like an animated trailer to introduce the goat.
That's me. That's so me. I'm the goat.
I gotta fly you out to California so we can play co-op together.
What does this entail? Do we know much about it, or is it still hush hush?
What they've told us is that it's the multiplayer. Well, it's the co-op update, local co-op.
Okay, yeah.
That's what the goat is. That's your player 2.
Yeah. How do you feel about it being local co-op?
That's kind of lame.
That's what I thought.
At least make it online co-op. It doesn't have to be a multiplayer game, but like, come on.
Right.
I don't have anyone to play with.
Right. Like, I feel like nobody really sits down and plays at the same, unless you're playing like in the living room with like your sibling or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody just sits down at the same PC station or, TV or whatever and just like plays with a friend. It's like nobody's got time for that. It's not 2002.
Right. Maybe it'll work through Steam Play or something. That one lets you do like local co-op, but like online somehow through magic.
Right. Yeah. It could be. Maybe they'll, change it. I don't know. Who knows?
We'll see.
But yeah, I'm weary about local co-op because that always just doesn't work really. But it comes out, when did you say? August?
August, like 16th, I think. Or maybe August 12th. Some August something.
Oh, wow. Surely we're getting more than just local co-op, right? There's like a whole storyline.
I sure hope so. Because I saw the trailer, I saw the announcement, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Glad I got myself hyped for that.
It's just going to be the goat and nothing else.
I'll lose my fucking mind.
My next one is another one I'm a little hesitant about. Not like the piece of shit Tales of the Shire, but it's just going to keep going down every time I mention it. This one is Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. This is a game coming out in September 26th on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, it looks weird.
It's the same style as Link's Awakening, which came out a few years ago, which was actually a remaster of an old Game Boy game.
Yeah.
But the style is the same as that is Link's Awakening. It's sort of like plasticky claymation.
Yeah.
Basically. Which I'm not a fan of. I didn't like it then. I don't really like it now. However, they are incorporating a lot of building aspects that are sort of taken from Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which everybody loves. Like, that's one of the really, really cool parts about the game.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't enough, after 30 fucking years, you finally get to play as Zelda.
Wow!
Finally, Zelda gets her own game after being the name of the franchise for 30 years.
They should call it Legend of Link.
So you're not gonna believe this. Well, you might, but I saw a TikTok review. Some content creator was sobbing over this game's announcement.
Sobbing,
like full on hysterical sobbing because of how excited she was to play as Zelda.
Damn.
And I get representation matters. I'm all for it. I'm not knocking it. I will say that that reaction might be a little much, right? Like, come on. Zelda may have not been like the main playable character, but you have played as Zelda in her own games before.
Right. She played as a woman before too. This isn't some revolutionary concept.
You play as a woman in real life. You didn't want to play one in the game? So, I don't know. I should have sent that one to you. Hopefully I can find it again. But yeah, I think there's a lot of cool aspects of this game. It seems like you can just build your way out of any situation. And in fact, Zelda's little wand that she has, her staff.
Yeah.
she can copy items that she sees in the game, and so you can make like a ramp of just tables and like climb a cliff or whatever.
Amazing.
And then you can like also copy enemies that you've defeated, so you can just like spawn camp other actual enemies with like fake versions. So I'm not really sure how this game is going to go. I've heard a lot of spice, a lot of positive feedback about it so far. I'll definitely play it. Whether or not it'll be good, I'm hesitant about.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be up there with the top tier Legend of Zelda games.
Right.
But, you know, we'll see.
We shall.
You got another one?
I got one thing, which is sort of like an ensemble of things.
All right, hit me with it.
And it's the Five Nights at Freddy's 10th anniversary, where they're releasing so much stuff.
Wow.
They're releasing something every day for that week.
Oh my god.
2 games are dropping. I think 3 games, actually.
Oh my god.
An interactive book that's going to be free.
Okay, that's cool.
And then there's going to be 2 more interactive books coming later in the year. They're dropping Into the Pit. That's ready.
Wow. That's exciting.
Big day, big month for Five Nights at Freddy's.
For all the times that it seemed like that franchise was like into the toilet, they sure have like managed to claw their way out.
I couldn't let it. They couldn't bumble this.
I always hear so much bad shit going down from the franchise from you, and somehow they're still floating. They are the turd that won't flush.
It's funny, there was drama just last week too. The stupidest thing.
Of course, it's always the stupidest thing.
I think I mentioned it, and it was like the Talbot Files, but he came back and he's like tripling down. Like, oh, this book is totally real. Scott Cawthon set me up. He's a liar.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. Just let it go.
Let it go. Drop it. We've had enough of this. Moving on.
You got bamboozled.
Stop clout farming, all right? Come on. It's time to let it go.
It's time to stop.
It sure is. No, that's super exciting, though. Finally, more things for FNAF.
Ready. I've been itching for it.
Nothing Sun and Moon related, though.
Maybe there's gonna be an announcement from Steel Wool, and maybe it's another DLC, a Sun and Moon centric DLC. I'll just manifest that.
Cup your hands around your nose and mouth. There, that's you huffing copium as you say that.
It's always possible.
Thank you, Rick. Everything has a possibility of happening. Well, we'll see. You never know. Anything could happen. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled. If you do get something Sun and Moon related, though, you're gonna explode.
I'm sure I'm not getting it, but if I do get it, oh my god.
All the people that doubted you will just be eating so much shit.
Oh, I'll be vindicated.
I hope so. I hope you get something. We'll have to find. When is that happening?
August 10th, 6th, wow. Something like that.
Sometime early August.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happening in August.
I know. What's something about August? Maybe because it's post school.
School is out and it's right before couple major holidays.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. That about wraps up the games that we're excited for 2024.
Yeah.
A lot of potential good ones coming out.
We're going to find out.
We do have quite a few that we are excited about, and then a couple few that we're sort of keeping a side eye on. Vaguely
curious about.
Yeah. Ones that we'll probably play, but you may never hear from again. So we'll see. But the games that we are excited about, those are going to be heaters.
Yeah.
You gotta stay tuned for those. I'm going to have like a 3-hour podcast episode of talking about the lore of Assassin's Creed.
It'll be our most watched episode.
I'd rather die.
And then we'll never do anything like that again, but then we have all these Assassin's Creed fans following us around.
And then I jump out the window and am never heard from again.
And then you get trapped inside the Animus and trade spots. And
Kill me. I need your help. You have to kill me. That's me. That's so me.
That's you.
All right. We have a question of the week from Rain to wrap up this episode. Wolf, what is it?
This week's question of the week is, what's your ick?
Explain to the audience what an ick is.
An ick is like someone does something or says something and you cringe, which is worse. It's worse than cringe. It's ick.
Right.
It's a visceral reaction.
Yeah, it's a visceral reaction, and you pretty much alter your behavior towards them. Like,
yeah, it changes your opinion on them.
Right, exactly. Things were going great. Not even like romantically interested, but just like, oh, this could be like a new friend. And then they do something, and I'm like, I never want to see you or hear from you again. It's terrible. All right, Wolf, surely you have at least one ick.
Probably. Well, how do I word it?
When they don't like sun and moon.
yeah. I don't like, my big ick is people who can't yes and. Even if we're not like improvising or joking, that you can't just like go with the flow. It's always just like, no, I don't want to do that. No, let's not. But no suggestions pisses me off.
Yeah. Or I'll add on to that a little bit. The people that just like agree, but then never take it one step further.
Yeah. Like,
they
okay.
Just flat stop, right? Yeah. They're just like almost neutral about everything.
The end.
Thanks for playing. Get the fuck out. That's an ick.
It is.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll never talk to them again. That could be great otherwise. I can't do it.
Clearly, I can yes and with the best of them.
Oh, yeah. You fail the improv, speed check sometimes, but...
Listen here. The speed is irrelevant. As long as you get there.
Quick time event, that's the word.
The speed check. You just failed it.
I failed the English language, not the quick time event.
Listen, I can quick time in a video game. That's all that matters. Real life is fake anyways.
Okay, Rick.
Shut up.
Brought it back around.
You can't do that. That's illegal.
What's your ick?
My ick is when somebody has a weak handshake.
Oh, yeah.
Or specifically when they handshake you with like just their fingers.
Oh, what?
So like people can't like actually see this, but you'll go in and you're supposed to like interlock thumbs basically.
Yeah.
And then you have like, have a firm grip. But this one, like this is me, right? Like about to interlock my thumb and they'll go like this. And I'm like, and they use their 4 fingers and their thumb to grab your 4 fingers before you can like interlock, a hearty handshake.
I've never seen
and
that,
like,
but oh my God.
What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck?
I had the worst experience at my actual job this past week. I come into work, there's a new hire sitting there.
Yeah.
I introduce myself. They already know who I am, but I tell them who I am. And then I ask them their name and we shake hands. She does that to me, and then I have to spend the next hour training her. It was the worst experience I've had in recent months.
Why would she do that?
And I'm like, I don't, not only do I not even want to be at work right now, I want you to get the fuck away from me.
Something wrong.
I'm like, you're not a human. You're like a lizard.
You're an alien in disguise. Who does that? I didn't even conceive of that as an option for the weak handshake. I'm like someone who just goes limp or something, but what? Just grab your pincers, your fingers.
A weak handshake, like if they just go limp, it's gross, but it's not like the ick, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, wow, at least, have some pride in the handshake. But then when they do, like, the fucking claw my hands, and I'm like, what is going on? You're not a human being. It is the most unsettling thing, and I have to not only did I have to experience it, I had to talk with her for another hour.
You had to put up with her.
I couldn't get rid of her.
It was the biggest red flag if there's ever red flags.
You're dying over there.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god, it was awful. I hated it so much. Not much else gives me the ick quite like that.
That's big. That's huge.
That's pretty much my only one. Yeah, it's the biggest one for sure. All right, Wolf. If you can manage to take it away.
I'm Wolf taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 123 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
If you liked all that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you like watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast at ridiculous_cast on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. Follow Lucas at 7angry with an E. Follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. We'll see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.